our voyage in the promised land of Odysee. You know, I think we've finally come back to this place. You know, we're winning again. You know, the winning is endless. Just a brief intermission, you know. But here we go. We'll get back to it. Just gotta zoom back in. Bear with me. Oh, fuck. Damn it. Son of a fucking bitch. Damn it. Oh, fuck. It's not easy zooming in, chat. You know, it's a fucking hard time. Now let me just catch back up on fucking... I think I lost my headache, chat. The headache is gone. Okay, here we go. Here we go, chat. Are we back? PPP is angry about you on Cow. Posted your docs. Well, I wouldn't be surprised, you know, but it's like he tells me he doesn't post on Cow, so it doesn't steal his IP address or like scrape it or whatever fucking the proper terminology is. You know, but I guess that's just another false conviction that PPP holds. Okay, well, I think we're back here now. So, we'll just close back out of Discord and Telegram here. And we'll get her started. So I don't know how much you missed. I was talking about asking the bar staff how much they love Adolf Hitler, how to run that fucking skit. You know, just if you do so, they probably won't let you back in the bars, at least here in Canada. Up here in Kakada, you know, the bartenders don't like that. Turns out they're not too big on good old Uncle Adolf, you know. But here we go. We'll get back to your chat.
He and Mr. TNA were walking together towards the door. Okay. Did you, from your own view or recollection of those moments, did you feel that there was any indication?
I just find it funny, like the whole, just one final point on the whole bread and circuses thing. This is a fucking bread and circus. Like, this is a circus. My show is a fucking circus. It always has been.
You know, he can't even hold himself back, you know, he's just so upset, you know, because I've disparaged his fucking Leafs game when it says Black Lives Matter in the fucking ice rink, you know, and he tells me, I don't care if they tell my children to become trannies, you know, I watched it with my papa, I watched it with my daddy, and my daddy watched it with his daddy. So I'll watch it with my son just the same, and it doesn't matter, you know. And like, it's not that the Leafs game is the sin, but like, that's, you know, that's what's sinful, that way of thinking, you know. I know it's tough for PPP, you know, I didn't let him have any of his shirts, you know. He's been shirtless for days. You know, I withheld them in the divorce. But here we go, Chad, here we go.
The idea that the show was like a serious fucking political discussion and that you should consider me your father,
Well, no, PPP. Like, no one has to consider you their father for it to be a serious political discussion. Like, I'm pretty serious about the things that I say politically, like I do actually have strong convictions in my Christianity and my white nationalism. I think they're important things. And obviously we don't want to be preachy and we want to mix a bit of humor into it. But none of that's to say that anyone needs to see you as their internet daddy. I think a lot of them do now that they're missing Daddy Jim. Now all they have left is Daddy PPP. But it's I don't think that's very realistic. But here we go. We'll get back to it.
Maybe not. If I raised a point that you agree with or think is good, fantastic. But the idea that this is anything other than an entertainment, like, I don't know.
And this might be it. So I go into chat and I go, no convictions exposed. Which is in the realm of humor to respond to what he just said, but he doesn't take it very humorously. He doesn't get the joke once again, he just fucking copes and seethes, as we're about to see.
I'm asking for his specific recollections and observations, Your Honor.
No, Smichael, I wasn't seriously...
Surfer, how is your starfish buddy, says Mesugaki. Well, I just put maybe like 10 seconds of thought into that, and I don't really know how to respond to that. It's doing pretty good, it feels alright. It's not very sore or anything like that, it's fucking doing just fine. I don't know what else to say, really.
Doing Bible study streams. I wouldn't do Bible study streams. This isn't the correct forum to study the Bible. Okay? Now I might...
And I disagree with that. I think that regardless who you're sharing the Word of God with, everyone can benefit from the Word of God. And I don't look down on my chat. I don't think my chat is fucking unsavable. I think that Jesus spent his time around the tax collectors and prostitutes. Before I was saved, I lived a life of sin. And it's I think everyone could benefit from the Word of God. And even if no one was to benefit from the Word of God in my Bible streams, I would benefit from it. But I know in my heart that there is people out there in chat that will benefit from it with me. And maybe PPP will tune in and maybe he'll benefit as well. And give his head a shake and stop listening to the Louisiana tranny or fucking succubus or whatever she is.
Put out a sermon if I wanted to do a sermon and people could listen to it. But I'm not going to engage in theological debates with spurgs on the internet and do a Bible study. It's a waste of time. Oh, let's have some irrelevant idiot call into the show and give his biblical...
Another straw man, buddy. So PPP, he loves to gaslight and build these fucking scarecrows in the cornfield, my vision for the Bible studies, and this is something that I've expressed to PPP as we planned it, and it was actually PPP's idea to do sermons on stream. He was talking to me about this Catholic sermon he wanted to do 2 or 3 months ago. I by no means was that my idea to instigate that. I really look forward to that, and I hope he does come through and do that sermon and do many more sermons, because he's a very learned guy. I think he needs to practice what he preaches a bit more, but the my vision for the Bible studies is having on screen the chapter that we're studying, and I'll read it myself on the stream. If there is PPP here or whatever, we'd take turns reading different parts. And then there'd maybe be a 5-minute intermission or something like that for people to collect their thoughts. And then people would just post their thoughts in chat. You know, so there would be a lot more control. It wouldn't just be arguing with Spurgs over voice chat like we're on the kill stream. You know, obviously there wouldn't be value in that, right? But if we did a Bible study and interacted with chat and the text format, I think we could do a lot of good.
Take and argue with me for hours. Like, how anyone thought that was a good idea?
Joe Biden says I could fap to that. Well, you know, Joe, that's probably sort of sinful. You know, I wouldn't have thought that you were the real Joe Biden, but given that comment, you might just be. You know, so you do you, buddy.
Like nobody would listen. Like,
is this the beginning of the Surfer and Leo Pirate Bible study arc? Well, to be honest with you, like in conversation with Leo Pirate, he always sort of talked down to me, you know, until he had something to gain by trying to get me in PPP to snake on Godwinson. And, you know, I always just let it slide, you know. It's nothing that really bothered me, but it was my observation. I mean, Leo Pirate's a very learned guy also. He might be sort of deluded by the Seventh-day Adventism, but Leo Pirate is someone that I would love to do a Bible study with, because he is a very learned guy. He is way more learned about the Bible than I am. I think there would be value in that, actually.
Nobody's going to be converted, but maybe somebody would be. But I just think it would be more counterproductive than good. Okay, Surfer. Like, no convictions exposed. Buddy, I do a sermon. But I'm not gonna fucking talk to Spurgs online. Like, you do your Bible study stream, Surfer?
You know, he just seems about it. Like, he's so upset, you know? Like, look at that face. You know, like...
And you see how it works out. You try and teach them, buddy. You go do that because you're a serious religious leader.
And that's like, if I thought I was a serious religious leader, I'd do sermons. But like, I'm in no place to do that. Like, I'm not near learned enough. The reason I want to do the Bible studies is because then I could learn with chat. We could all learn together as brothers. You know, I'm not trying to be David Koresh. I know I might sort of look like him, you know, but that's not who I'm trying to be, you know. I just think we could learn together.
Like, do you really think you're a serious religious leader, Surfer? Buddy, you don't have convictions
Another
about
scarecrow,
anything.
buddy. Keep building the scarecrows. You'll have a whole scarecrow army here soon. You know, it'll be like the J-Danks army, but it'll be the scarecrow army.
Last night, Surfer went from saying watching sports isn't a sin, to it is a sin, to it isn't a sin, to it is a sin. You changed your position.
Well, I mean, and that's not the case either, but that's probably what the Louisiana succubus told you, and that's probably what they told you on the Caring Farms. You know, and maybe you're not able to come to your own conclusions and like synthesize new ideas in your brain from like pre-existing ideas, you know. Maybe like you're just a very learned guy that's just autistically brought in all this information into your head and you can recite it. You know, but like obviously if you follow like what I said on my stream, by no means did I flip-flop in any direction. If I did, I'd love to see that pointed out to me.
On that about 4 or 5 times, and you have no scripture to back up your positions. So don't talk to me about anything, dude.
Did you see any indication at all?
The Simp Show, absolutely. I will get in touch with you about that. Reach out to me on Telegram or Discord or whatever's easiest for you. I don't know how else we'd get in touch, but no, I am very interested in that. I think that would be good.
Was refusing to leave the premises. No, I did not. He was moving at a steady pace. They were moving at a steady pace together towards the door. Looked like they were having a conversation, but they were walking towards the door the entire time. Were you privy to that that conversation, or did you just notice?
And like, look at him huff and puff, you know? He's like huffing and puffing, like he's just like visibly shaking with the seethe and the coke, you know? He goes, you know, he needs to clear his throat every fucking 15 seconds because he's anxious. He'll do it again.
When talking about the tail end, are you talking about the moment they get
You've
to
been swept.
the gate area?
Been swept.
You know, and he doesn't even need Sargoy in his magic broom, you know? It's like he's forcibly grabbed the magic broom out of Sargoy's hands. And he needs to sweep up my comment that was simply, what I say? I said, no convictions exposed in all caps. You know, like, it's all right, buddy. Like, take a joke. It's not a very big deal. You don't need to be so serious.
They were approaching it, and
I'm not going to listen to you, buddy. Fuck off. Fuck off.
And I think all I said at this point, are you upset, PPP? Which is obviously also in the realm of humor. But, like, fuck off. Fuck off. You know, like, he just fucking seethes about it.
and pointed at me, and then waited to go back and forth.
Just like you cleaned my shit off the toilet like a fucking slave with your tongue, bud.
You know, and like, look, like I said, it's like the guy can't fucking synthesize his own thoughts in his head. What he's done here is someone has commented this. You know, it's probably some Kiwi farmer or like an alt from the Louisiana tranny or something like that. But like, he's read this comment and now he's going to use this comment as his attack. He can't even come up with his own stuff. He's so flustered. You know, like, I don't know.
And admitted you were my bitch in the bathroom when I beat the fuck out of you? I swept you up.
And no, you did. You pushed me to the ground and you said to me, I said, stop, buddy. Like, I don't want to fight you. Like, please stop. And you said, I'll stop when you say you're a little bitch. But I wouldn't say it. So I grabbed the fucking toilet paper fucking holder and I jabbed it up at you to get you to back off. And then I stood up and I tried to walk out of the house. And then you fucking charged me again and grabbed me. And that's when you rabbit punched me those 10 times. You know, but by no means did I say that. As much as you desired it. You know, like, maybe the whole homosexuality thing is less of a joke than like an inner fantasy. You know, like an internal fucking like forbidden fantasy the guy has. You know, but I certainly never said that.
Guys, and he was like, you guys aren't. So I assumed that he was kind of getting an altercation of some sort with Mr. G at that point. Yeah. Okay. Did you see him make this movement with his arms at the time, Mr.? Did you see that part of? Yes, I did. When you were standing? Yes, I did. He specifically said you're about to be trespassed, and he did a waving motion with his arm.
Hold up. Ghost of Niccolo. Surfer, why do you hate the Confederate States? Well, to be honest with you, I couldn't even name to you what the Confederate States are. I know there was like 13 of them or something. But I'm not actually that learned on fucking American geography. But you can see here, I have this bill on my wall of a fucking like $100 bill or whatever from the Confederacy. It's beside my fucking Reichsmarks there. You know, I got my Reichsmarks. There's Ein Mark. You know, I think that's from 1944, is it? I can't really fucking make it out. But up there I got my fucking Confederate bill too, which I don't think was a, I don't know if it was fucking ever recognized as like a legitimate currency, but it's what they were using during the war, I think. You have a sword, pal, and acid vats. Well, I got about 5 swords, but there's no acid vats. Like, why would I have acid vats? That'd be sort of fucked. You know. Well, Joe Biden, no, I don't really know the states. I mean, I know enough. I have a lot of respect for the Confederacy, whether I can name the states or not. The bills on my wall aren't necessarily so much for like having that bill in specific, but I have the bills in my wall laid out in such a way as to it's sort of like political symbolism how I've set up the bills. So like in the bottom left, I have the Reichsmarks or whatever from the Weimar Republic, and then in the top right, I have the Reichsmarks from Nazi Germany, right? And the similar to that, the Confederacy bill is right to the left of those Reichsmarks from Nazi Germany. And then I have a few other bills as well. I have some bill from like a fucking somewhere in Eastern Europe. I got a couple fucking Canadian Tire bills up there. I got the Canadian Tire money. So here we go.
I've seen him literally get down on his hands and knees in the toilet with his fucking tongue and lick my shit. And he says, "It's so tasty, sir." He does.
Well, I mean, you might have a whole bunch of videos from that girl you talked to online. Fucking, I forget her name, that you like financially dominate or whatever. She sends you money and like puts her head in the toilet. You know, so like, you do have videos of a woman doing that, but you know, I think if anyone, you'd be licking your own shit off the toilet, buddy. In fact, that might be how you keep it clean in the hotel room. You know?
Has a scat fetish. I used to shit on him. I don't even want to say it, but we were gay lovers. I used to shit in his mouth. He loved it. He said it was yummy nummy like mummy's chicken tendies.
Well, I mean, I'll stick my thumb in a girl's asshole, but like I don't lick it off, you know? If you want to call that a scat fetish, it is what it is.
Like, sorry, bud.
I'm outside, he's dead waiting question, and then this is our line. And then Mr. G and A immediately
Go lick shit elsewhere.
behind where he was waving his arm. Okay. What happened between that?
You know, like look at him rock back and forth. Like he's rocking back and forth, like he's in a straitjacket. You know, I know I withheld the shirts in the divorce, you know, and he doesn't actually have a straitjacket, but he's rocking just like it was on.
The whole bar got silent. Like, who cares if the bar got fucking silent? Oh my god, the bar went silent when he yelled at Tim. Tim couldn't handle it, he got yelled at.
I completely saw it. And that was kind of shocking. And the next thing you know, it seemed like an immediate action. He pushed Mr. G and A as far as he could.
A girl's poop is just poop. That's gross. Well, that's why you don't lick it off of your thumb like our mensch does, right? Like.
Just a few feet away. Okay. Did you see the expressions on anybody's faces at that moment? Yes. What did you see? So.
Is PPP really a jobless heathen, a pretend Christian, a fraud?
Well, that's the thing too.
Is.
It's like, I cook and clean for you. I clean up your shit with my tongue, but I'm the man around here.
he is jobless. I mean, I wouldn't say he's a heathen, and I don't think he necessarily practices what he preaches. But I think in his heart, he does like identify as a Christian, and like he does desire to come to Christ. He's just he's gone astray a little bit. I wouldn't call him a fraud for that. I mean, we all have our temptations in life. You know, we're all susceptible to sin. It's I think he's just going through a hard time. I hope he's able to repent and come back to the light. Is my my honest hope. But here we go.
Are you the man when you cook and clean and do the dishes like a bitch? Like, are you really?
Yeah, I provide for my household. Like, I cook and I clean, and I fucking provide a certain quality of life for my household and my tribe. You know, and I think that's the role of the man. Like, obviously, I prefer to have a woman around that I could direct to cook and clean and with what I provide her, you know. But when there's no women in the tribe yet, you know, and it's just fucking two guys living together, you know, someone has to do these things, you know, and it's very important to me to fucking provide for my tribe, you know, I think that a lot of people's problem, especially in the like the COVID thing, I think a lot of people like enforce the regulations and go along with them because I don't want to lose my job, you know. But I think it is important to provide for your family at that level. But I also think it's important not to sell out your tribe to provide for your family. I think that there's a balance with these things, that not only as a man you're responsible to your family, but you're also responsible to your community and your people. And, you know, I think that's lost with the hedonism and the worship of money in today's day and age, the materialism, which is sad, you know, but it's, you know, God has a way of correcting these things, you know, and as long as we trust in God, if we lose our job, God will take care of us. We will find another job. Things are tough right now, but if we persevere, things will turn around for us. I honestly believe that.
The man, like, think of it. Even if his account of events was correct and that he paid everything, which isn't true, right? Like, imagine, like, I ordered the guy around.
No, 100%. The guy fucking paid me $400 a month to sleep on the couch and to contribute to groceries and whatnot. But, you know, not anymore with the fasting, but the amount PPP eats, like, the $400 a month fucking, like, probably barely covered his end of the groceries. It was just the minimal amount that fucking, like, helped me be more financially stable. Well, I'm fucking feeding the guy at 380 pounds, right? It's, and then fucking all the cleaning up after him as well, right? It's, I think fucking $400 a month was more than fair to cover those things.
Dominated his whole life, according to him, to the point he was just terrified of me and obeyed me like a slave. But somehow he was the man. He was the man even though he...
You know, and like, imagine fucking like he actually believes this cope in his head. I don't know where it comes from, whether it's from Kiwi Farms or the fucking Louisiana tranny or fucking whoever else, but he actually believes that. Hold on, what was it?
Got his ass kicked 3 times, but in his...
Oh, yeah, no, he actually believes that I just fucking, like, cower and obey to his every demand. Well, I mean, if that was the case, how would I be derailing your streams, buddy? You know, like, if this was the case, that I would just cower and fucking obey your every command, well, why would you get so upset with me every time I said something on stream? You know, like, I don't think these two things add up. I think they sort of fucking contradict themselves. But I think he actually believes that because that's what the fucking Kiwi farmers or whoever have told him to think in his mind. You know, like, it's just sort of insane.
He's an alpha male. It's just pure fucking delusion. Like...
So, I mean, the bouncer's face was anger. He was kind of turning red. Then there was the shove. Mr. Gina looked at us.
Of course we both look bad, Sargoy. The guy fucking nuclear bombed it last night. The guy...
Drunken Surfer is his hate boner for Fuentes just because of the no e-girls policy. Well, you know, there's an insight I never thought of. It might have something to do with it. But realistically, like, Fuentes... I think Fuentes is a smart enough guy and he is sort of witty, but like Fuentes is like 110 pounds, 5'1", and he's just spiritually fucking devoid. I don't know the word I'm looking for. Spiritually fucking corrupt, devoid, lacking of spirituality. You know, like Catholic fucking grifting. You know, and I'm an honest believer that like without your fucking physicality, mentality, and spirituality all being in the proper balance, all things will suffer. And Fuentes is fucking, like, has the mentality to an extent, but because he has no physicality or any spirituality, his mentality is also suffering, and he fucking, you know, he's, I don't know, like, he has sex with cat boys. You know, like... You know what else to say about that? But I mean, the e-girls thing might have something to do with it.
Fucking burned every bridge, burned the whole fucking thing down with no survivors. So of course we're both gonna look like shit.
No, I don't think so. You know, I don't think I did anything wrong in that interaction, really. You know, I don't think I really look bad. You know, I have a lot of oddists on the internet telling me that I look bad and this and that, you know, and giving me their hot takes, but like, these people haven't seen the sunlight for at least 7 years. You know, I don't really take what they say seriously. You know, lions don't listen to the opinions of sheep. You know, I think you're only making yourself look bad right now, PPP, by fucking spurting out about this. Like, I think it's time to move on. We can reconcile this. We can fucking make great content. You know, we don't need to live in the same house to do that.
But, you know, like, I try and take the high road, but the guy's gotta come in the fucking chat and run his fucking mouth again and again.
Try to take the high road by posting a video with his docs, you know, of his address. I was trying to take the high road and then making a 30-minute video where I completely fabricate a series of events. That's, I was taking the high road, you know, like, okay, buddy, give your head a shake.
I have no patience for that.
Just a straight normal face. And there was this.
Gordon Ramsays, you cried on camera, bro. You're no lion. Well, you know, I think a man's able to show his emotions. I don't regret crying on camera. You know, I'd much rather have emotion than just be some cold psychopath. You know, that doesn't feel any emotion and doesn't care about his fucking brothers or tribesmen. You know, so I really have no regrets crying on stream. In my mind, crying on stream is a good thing. That in that scenario, you know, it's, I think I had a reason for crying.
I looked over and saw him fall back into what looked like a concrete planer of some sort.
I mean, Kim Park, if Surfer was holding back, I mean, holy fuck now. You know? Like, that's not holding back. The guy went full fucking bore. Like, I honestly thought the way I handled it.
Now, I don't really know what to say about that because, like, I generally don't hold back. I generally do what I think is right, like, with convictions. I generally say the things I mean, you know, like, with conviction. I try not to hold back.
Aside from maybe posting the police video, was pretty classy. I thought the 30-minute video I did was pretty classy, to be honest.
I thought it was pretty classy to fabricate a string of lies to make Surfer look bad. You know, and air out all our dirty laundry on the internet. You know, I thought that was the classy thing to do. You know, okay, buddy.
In the circumstances, what he gave last night is 5-hour rambling schizophrenic fucking take, where he just exposed every piece of dirty.
I am a CIA agent. Surfer, what's your plan from here? You're 28, almost 30, and you're not going to be able to go to college this year. The COVID government payments are going to stop. You won't be able to pay rent on your own. What are you going to do? Well, you know, I think I am still young at 28. I am a bit of a late bloomer in life. I've always had a baby face, they say. You know, I think that my prime will be in my mid-30s, and I don't think I'm getting old. Plus, I mean, because I have the superior Frisian phenotype. You know, I have longevity in my family. I probably will live to a ripe old age of like 90, you know, unless I get fucking like publicly executed for my ideas or something like that. You know, but I don't know. I don't actually care about not being able to go to college. That doesn't really impact my life in any meaningful way. The reason I brought that to air in the last stream was because I care about all the other students in my community that the college is supporting genocidal policy to and trying to gain tyrannical control over their lives. And I think it's important to fight back them violating my human rights because of the good it will do to everyone else in my community. But in terms of me not being able to go to college, that doesn't really bother me at all. And I will be able to pay rent on my own very easily. Life's good. I'm in the best financial spot I've ever been in my life, to be honest. Yeah. I most of my life I've lived in debt. I've lived fucking dirt poor, you know. But I'm actually in a good spot now. But here we go. I just fuck. Where are we? I should rewind it maybe fucking 5 seconds. What are we at? 3:04:47. Fuck, I can hardly see. My eyes are fucking terrible. We'll just put it there and let it catch back up.
I looked over, saw him fall back in the woods like a concrete blender or something.
I mean, Kim Park, if Surfer was holding back, I mean, holy fuck now. You know? Like, that's not holding back. The guy went full fucking bore. Like, I honestly thought the way I handled it, aside from maybe posting the police video, was pretty classy. I thought the 30-minute video I did was pretty classy, to be honest, considering the circumstances. What he gave last night is 5-hour rambling schizophrenic fucking take, where he just exposed every piece of dirty laundry he could. I mean, it's pathetic, and it was a snake move. And it is what it is.
Well, I mean, I didn't expose every piece of dirty laundry I could. I exposed the pieces of dirty laundry that were relevant to the matter at hand. I could have gone into much more detail, you know, but like I don't want to expose you, PPP. You're my brother, you know. You make your own decisions. I wouldn't air dirty laundry that isn't relevant to the matter at hand. And I think that the things that I said, you know, like in contrast to you putting up that video, like doxing my home address, you know, like me saying what I said after that really isn't a big deal. If you're gonna throw stones, don't live in a glass house. You know, like you literally say that to Ethan Ralph and the whole fucking Gunty crew all the time. You know, not to throw stones if you live in a glass house. So why are you living in a glass house if you're going to throw stones, PPP? You need to practice what you preach.
And it was like fear, and I looked back over at the bouncer, and it was just anger.
We'll
I will say this,
we'll get more huffs and
video
puffs.
is this. Surfer genuinely wants to lead people in a military revolution against the government. I think that you guys deserve to know he's a cop caller if you're going to go take up
And like the guy's going to say, you know, the guy's going to say, I want to lead people in a military revolution against the government. You know, on a live stream. Like, obviously, he's the one that's trying to snitch on me and fucking rat on me, you know, and try to make me face some repercussions for kicking him out. You know, but it's completely fabricated. Like, it's not even true. Like, by no means do I want to overthrow the government. I think the government will collapse on its own. You know, like, they've left the path of God fucking decades ago, you know, and now they're collapsing. I think what I need to do, as you see in the Academy of Ideas videos, and as you see fucking based individuals like Owen Benjamin doing, is create a parallel society. I think that we should be creating parallel societies within the system, so once it collapses around us, we can rise like the phoenix, like Brother Andy, you know, like based Andy Worski. We will rise from the ashes. But by no means would I fucking advocate for overthrowing the government with military revolution. Like, I think that glows pretty bright. You know, all we need to do is create parallel societies, you know, and, you know, so we can rise from the ashes when the time comes. The Simp Show, not gonna lie, I think Surfer's gonna be hood rich after having the freedom from the grocery bill. Well, you know, you're probably right about that, but in all fairness, the guy's been fasting for like a month and a half, so I got that freedom from the grocery bill like a month and a half ago already when he was still here.
And try and overthrow the Canadian government with him. Like, you can't have a snitch, and that's why he's fucked up so badly. Like, the moment he called the police, he forfeited any right to try and claim to be some white nationalist leader or anything like that. Like, you will always be known as a snitch. So I might be known as the guy who shit on a
Well, no, once again, I didn't snitch or rat like you're trying to do now by saying I have plans to overthrow the government. You're trying to get your uncle at Seethes to fucking come prosecute me, on fabricated fucking claims. Like, I think that's actually the snitch move. What I did was just to de-escalate the situation. I used the actual, like, reasonable fucking way to use state force. I'm not an anarchist. I by no means think there's no place for the police in a civilized society. I think that's ridiculous.
Toilet seat, but you're known as the fucking snitch. Who gives a fuck? We're both felted anyway. The only difference is I don't give a fuck about the credibility. Whereas,
well, PPP, neither one of us needs to be felted. Like, we just need to get over it. It's not a big deal. We don't need to carry on this conflict. We need to get together and start making Unreal fucking Keno. We need to bring the Keno back on the menu. Turn on the Keno tap and let the Keno floweth.
do you actually think somehow in your deluded, twisted mind that you are a serious political and spiritual leader when you are not? You are just a fucking drunken, alcoholic, fucking bum, to be perfectly honest. Like, you're not anybody's...
Well, once again, I'm not an alcoholic. I'm probably not going to drink alcohol for a few months, to prove that I'm not an alcoholic. I only drink alcohol when I deem it to be expedient. But by no means have I ever even felt an addiction to alcohol. I was very addicted to weed. And when I smoke weed, I'm very, very addicted to it. And that's why I can't smoke weed, because I need to be in control of material in life. And, by no means I'm an alcoholic. Once again, he's defaulting on calling me an alcoholic because he knows how to do that effectively from his interactions with his actual real father, right? And I don't say that to air out dirty laundry on the guy, but like that's where this comes from, and that's how that's how saying that is relevant.
Special, dude. You work 4 hours a week. You're nobody.
I was scared.
And no, like he says I work 4 hours a week. Like he just needs to fabricate everything he says. Like some weeks I work 4 hours. I actually work 15 hours a week, but I show up late to work fucking some days because I'm busy. And it doesn't actually matter. I work a casual job where I can go into work when I want to go into work. Is the reality. I now I'll be making all 15 hours every week because I'm not trying to help you with your streams and I'm not cleaning up after you and cooking for you. So I'll actually be in an even better financial spot, separate from the grocery bill, because I can work my full 15 hours. Oh fuck.
I was scared in that moment because we were all together. I didn't know what was about to happen. When you say you're scared, what were you scared of? That he may, at that point I was closer to him, that he may come for me. At that point, it seemed like we were outside of the establishment. There was no reason for that. I've been
Gordon Ramsay.
We've had conversations.
It says, Surfer, we saw the apartment. You ain't cleaning shit, buddy. Well, the reason I played Cleaning Up by Lil Windex is because I've been actually cleaning up all day long. And, it's a lot easier with just me because, it's rates, right? It's like in a pipe, right? Like when a fluid goes through a pipe, you use a differential equation for rate in equals rate out. When you want to calculate the rate of flow at the end of the pipe versus when it comes into the pipe. I'm not actually a plumber, but I did very well in differential equations class in university. I think it was my best math class. I really do like differential equations. The rate in, rate out is one of those. And the reason it applies here is you got to think, there's a rate at which the house becomes dirty, and there's a rate at which you clean it. And if the rate at which it becomes dirty is greater than the rate you can clean, well, the house is just going to get perpetually dirtier. So the key is that the rate at which you clean has to be greater or equal to the rate at which things get dirty. Now, when it's just me, the rate at which things get dirty is very fucking slow because I very autistically do everything that I do. When I cook, when when I fucking take a dump, you know, when I have a shower, you know, I do these things very autistically, you know, and the rate at which the household gets dirty is actually very slow. So it's very easy for me on my own to keep a fucking immaculate house. Now, when PPP's here, it's a different story, right? All of a sudden, the fucking rate at which things get dirty fucking goes tenfold. Plus, I'm doing more dishes and fucking cleaning more, so it's hard to keep up in that case with the rate of cleaning, especially with all the streaming and working and everything else, right? And dealing with everything at the cottage. So that not the cottage, I mean the college, but the fuck, I lost my train of thought. You see, that's the fucking problem with tangents, chat. You get going on fucking tangents and you lose your train of thought. But anyways, moral of the fucking story. Moral of the story, the raid in is fucking quite a bit slower now, and the raid out is fucking just as much. So the house is going to be immaculate. I haven't quite caught up yet, but I'll show you. I'll show you what I've done so far today after we finish this, if you want. Press 1, chat, if you want to see how much I've cleaned the house. Press 2, chat, if you just really don't give a fuck about that. Oh, there's a few ones. Okay, perfect. I'll show you guys. I was worried. I thought maybe the stream cut out again. I thought maybe another donation from Tom incoming. Yeah. But now, in all seriousness, I don't actually. If things go down, Tom, I have a lot of faith in your platform. You don't need to send me a donation. I'll still have just as much faith in your platform. You've proven yourself that when things go down, you fix them really quick. You brought us live streaming. Fucking BitChute couldn't do that in years, and you brought it to us in like a week. You know, I really think Odyssee's the future, and you know, we're on our voyage. We're on our grand Odyssey, our voyage into the promised land of Odysee. And I won't stream on YouTube if I can help it. I mean, if I absolutely have to one day, I might, but I have no intention of ever doing a stream on YouTube. I will lead the exodus to the promised land. You know, like a true religious leader in 100% mathematical efficiency.
Never been
Well, Jordan James, to be perfectly honest with you, like, the idea of him being a fraud, like, it's pretty relatively new. Like, to be honest, he was just my drinking buddy. Like, we drank and smoked pot in his garage.
Someone's disparaging the amount of Tom's donation, but you gotta think of it long term, right? Like, all the crypto is gonna shoot up here shortly, and these LBC tokens will be worth a lot more. But I actually don't care of having any more than fucking enough to post my content and to get up to 1488. 1,488 attached to my account. Right now I'm at fucking 938 on my account. I'm level 4. But I'm going to get to 1,488, and I'm going to leave it there, is my intention. Beyond that, I just need enough LBC to post content.
Like, as I was, like, descending into degeneracy, and then he, like, challenged me about God, so I just, like, felted him on that and, like, converted him to Christ. But, like, the whole time, like, I haven't been living 100% right.
But, like, listen to that terminology, right? Like, we were just drinking buddies, which we were, and then I challenged him on his Christianity because I intended to convert him to my Luciferian outlook, you know. But like, he didn't felt me by bringing me to Christ. Like, he did probably the best thing for me. Actually, in fact, he did do the best thing for me that could ever happen, and I'm fucking infinitely grateful to the guy for that. You know, I don't think that's a Feltoning. You know, I think that's where you fucking have, like, the royal flush. I put all my chips in on the fucking Luciferianism, and I didn't even realize I had a royal flush, you know? And now I got all the chips in the fucking pot, you know, because you converted me to Christ. And I'm infinitely grateful for that, you know? And when I do the Bible studies, like, it doesn't matter to me if no one in chat was brought to Christ except for one person, you know, that would be Like, I think that's so important. You know, it's you know, to say that's a feltoning. You know, that's like Brother Andy using the word felt. You know.
I don't really think you should drink or smoke as a Christian, or gamble, to be honest. I haven't been living 100% right.
Well, you'll say quite a bit differently if you actually talk to the guy, right? Like, and that's where I say no convictions. You know, like, I think there is a time and place where all things are expedient. You know, and I think there is an expedient time to have a few beers. You know, I think if you just completely abstain from things like alcohol, you know, and you look like a fucking stuck-up, preachy idiot, you know, you're just serious all the time, you don't know how to joke around, no one's going to take you seriously. Why? How would that evangelize to anyone? No one's going to want to talk to you. You know, it's, I think all things are expedient at a certain time. And I don't think PPP's gambling is sinful. You know, I think he's in complete control of it.
But I'm not, like, because of that, I don't really feel comfortable doing sermons and Bible studies and things like that when I'm not really that great of an example, to be honest with you.
You want to do the streams for your own ego. You're deluding yourself into thinking it's an act of charity, says I am a CIA agent. Well, actually, neither. That's a false dialectic there. The reason I do the streams is because I like interacting with chat. Like, it's not an act of charity for chat, and it's not for my own ego. It's because, like, I genuinely, like, view